Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your boy Big Al Better. If you guys are new to the channel, we break down all the video games, all the basketball games. We've had a pretty good run. Obviously we're heading into the third day of the playoffs. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. If not, then you guys already know the drill. I'm gonna spend about the first 5 minutes recapping the bets we had for yesterday, and it'll lessen as there's less games to recap, right? But for this video, I'm just gonna say 5 minutes. I said 5 minutes yesterday. It ended up being about 7. For this one, we're just gonna say 5. And then, so if you guys want to skip to about 5 minutes, that'll be where the next day's picks will end up being at. So just so for all you new viewers who aren't used to the recaps, but for all of you guys that are returning, we're going to go ahead and do a quick little recap. I'm going to try to keep it short, tight, a quick recap of how our bets went on the day, and then we'll jump into tomorrow's games. I'll give you guys my picks, my over, under, my spread, 4-pick parlays, and then I have a 2-pick parlay since there's only 2 games for how I think, I guess, just 2 picks for the game, right? Anyway, let's hop into how today's games went. Oh man, what a day of games, huh? We had the Grizz and the Thunder. It went pretty much exactly how I predicted it would go, except for the over-under. Okay, we were on the over. I thought the Grizz would play fast and the Thunder would try to keep up. The Thunder were one of the higher scoring teams in the league this year too. That did not end up happening. The Thunder absolutely dominated. The Grizz couldn't score a bucket. Bane had a terrible shooting day. I think he was like 2 of 15 from the field. John Morant, he scored a bunch of points, but it wasn't enough to float him. So unfortunately, we don't get the over there, but we do cash the Thunder minus 13.5. I think they won by 40. Like, it was pretty crazy. If you guys remember from my video yesterday, I told you guys what I thought was going to happen. First quarter, the Grizz would kind of have an upper hand. Second quarter, the Thunder would kind of fight back, make it close, and then the second half they would dominate. They didn't even need the whole first half to dominate. They actually had a lead going. They didn't even have good shooting, and the announcers even said that, like, they're bad from 3 so far, yada yada. They had a 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter, and they never looked back. And so the game was over. Thunder cash. So we had the Thunder, that one cash, but the over does not. As far as the 4-pick parlay, Jalen Williams 5 rebounds. He did have that. That's the Jalen that starts, not the Jalen that comes off the bench, because they're both called Jalen, but we want the J-A-L, not the J-A-Y. So Jalen with an L. Um, Without the Y rather. He cashed the 5 rebounds. Jaren Jackson had the 2 assists in the first quarter, which was awesome. Desmond Bain never got to 20. I think he had 8 or 10. And then Shea, the first time, actually, Shea broke a streak. He had 15, 20 straight games of getting over 20 points. In this game, he had 15 points, right, when they pulled him at the end of the game. So unfortunately, that doesn't cash. So Shea over 39.5 points plus assists, that does not cash. So this 4-pick parlay dead on arrival, no big deal. But we did cash the Thunder spread. We did not cash the over. So anyway, that's how that is. So we 50-50 on the big bet. We miss on the parlay. Moving on, we got Magic Celtics. We were on the over 205.5. That one does not cash. They stayed under, unfortunately. We had the Celtics minus 14. They absolutely came in and dominated. The Thunder, the Magic, it was sucky because the Magic had the game. They were up by 1 at halftime, and then the Celtics come back and just dunk on them for the whole second half. They ran away with it. I thought for sure we were gonna get the over because it was 205.5. It's a super low number. They didn't end up getting there. So unfortunately, we split that one as well. As far as the 4-pick parlay, Tatum 3 threes. He does not get that. I think he had 1. He went 1 of 9 or 1 of 8. Jaylen Brown 29 plus PRA. I think he had 22. He didn't get there. Cole Anthony 10 points. I think he had 2 or 4. And then Paolo Banchero, he did cash the 4 assists. So we hit one leg of the 4. Unfortunately, that 4-pick parlay also dead on arrival, but we do split. So split and split. We're 50% on the actual over/under spread picks through 2 games. Next, we got the Cavs and the Heat. We had the Heat plus 12.5, and we had the over 215. We get the over 215, no big deal. The Cavs came out and played hard. Unfortunately, we do not cash 12.5 with the Heat. It sucks, too, because the Heat were playing it really, really close. They were within 7 points basically the whole game, and I was like, this is great. I just need you to do this and then play it really tight at the end. They did not do that. They lost by 21. I think the final score was 100 to 121. So, unfortunately, they lose that. But we did cash the over, which is nice. As far as the 4-pick parlay, we had Hero over 28.5 points plus assists, rather. He had 21 points, and I think he had 4 assists, so he got to 26, or 25, rather. He didn't quite cash. Duncan Robinson, 2 plus 3s. He cashed that. Davian Mitchell, 11 plus points. I think he had 18. And then Evan Mobley, 18 plus points. He did not cash. He had 9. And I was like looking at that. Like, he was at 9 points, 8 assists, and a point or something. And I was like, Did we take PRA? We didn't. We just took points, and he did not cash. So unfortunately, that is what it is. So we split again. So we're 3 of 6 on over unders for the day. Going into the final game, we had the Warriors taking on the Rockets. We were on the under 212.5 because all but one of the games with them had gone under, and we were on the Warriors +1 because I figured my thesis. If you guys watched the video, I told you guys my thesis was the Warriors were going to come in, great coach, and like veteran players. They were going to be like, yo, we need to come in, steal the first one on the road. Then it doesn't matter after that. We just hold serve at home. We're going to win the series. They did exactly that. The under 212.5. Neither team got to 100 points. It was awesome. And the Warriors won by, I think, 15. Maybe it was 10. 85, 95, something like that. So we cashed that freaking big, dude. Come on. As far as the 4-pick parlay, we don't cash that one. We didn't hit any of them today. But we had Pajemski over 21.5 PRA. He cashes. Jalen Green over 28.5. He did not cash. Gary Payton Jr. over 11.5 PRA. He ends at 11. He was right there. And then Draymond Green over 20.5. He didn't get close. He was at, I think, 12. He just didn't have a great game. And then same with Jalen Green. He missed a lot of shots. He was 2 of 12, 2 of 15. It was something crazy. So we will probably revisit this line because I expect him to bounce back in the next game. But as far as this game, his shooting percentage was crazy. He took enough shots to hit the number. He just didn't end up getting there. So unfortunately, that is what it is. So that's pretty good. So we hit those two plus the other 3. So we went 5 of 2, 4, 6, 8. We went 5 of 8 on the day with over under spreads, which is profitable, which is awesome. We needed that after yesterday being a 2 of 8. And then as far as our final 4-pick parlay, we gave you 1 pick from each game. We had Shea over 39.5 points plus assists. That doesn't cash. Cole Anthony 10 points doesn't cash. Hero 28.5 points plus assists doesn't cash. And then Gary Payton over 11.5 points rebounds, assists, that doesn't cash. It hits 11. So we went 0 for on the 4-pick. First time we've done that all season. So that really sucks. But as always, all we can do is bounce back. And so without further ado, let's hop into these games coming up for Monday, April 21st. So let me flip the page here. Bada bing, bada boom. This hair is getting wild and out of control. That's why I normally wear a hat. Go ahead and just pull that out of the way. Boom. Now we're ready to go. Okay, we only have 2 games, so it shouldn't take too much time for us to go through this, right? For this one, we've got the Knicks Pistons game 2. Over under set at 221.5. Let me switch the screen here for you guys. Boom. Bet scene. Absolutely. Right there. So we got the Knicks Pistons 6.5 is the spread. Over under is 221.5, right? We're gonna be on the over again. They got to 233 in the first game. It was 111 to 120 or 112 to 123. It was an 11-point game, so I guess 235 would be the number on that. My bad on the math. The Pistons they kept the game close till the very end, and then it was an 11-point game at the very end. Now, what's weird to me, and you guys can tell me in the comments if you guys think like you agree with this thesis or you disagree with it, and if you do, please let me know. The books kept it at 6.5. The original line was 7. They've kept it right there. So what that tells me is they think the Pistons are going to adjust and be able to keep the game tighter. So we're going to be on the Pistons again plus the 6.5. Maybe we're stupid. If so, like I said, let us know in the comments. We always appreciate the engagement, and I like to know your guys' thesis on it too. I'm just giving you mine. For me, when the favorite, which is the Knicks, when the spread's 7 and they win by 11, that should make the spread bigger. So I was expecting to walk into an 8 or 9 spread, but this thing's 6.5, which makes me think the book knows a little something we don't. They want us to take the Knicks minus 6.5, so that's why we're going to be on the Pistons plus 6.5. I guess I just expect a closer game, and for something just doesn't smell right? There's some times where you just get a feel, and for me, this feel just does not feel right. This spread should be bigger than the first game, considering the game ended 11 points, not 7. So I don't know why it's lower, and that's why I'm going to be on the Pistons. It just something feels off here. So we're on the Pistons plus 6.5. As far as the over-under, we're going to be on the over again. I think the Pistons can play They play good defense, but I think they can play better offense, and I think that's why they lost that game. The Knicks played good. The Knicks played normal ball. Brunson had a great game, but I don't know. There's something in here that just feels like this over under 11 points, 14 points lower than what the game ended at the first time, and all their other games were high scoring. So I like the over. And then, like I said, once again, just something about this number feels fishy. So I'm going to take the plus 6.5 with the Pistons. And just spoiler warning, depending on what the spread is, we're probably taking the Pistons at home. They won 3 of the 4 against the Knicks in the regular season. So when this is the last game for the Knicks at home, then they go to Detroit. In Detroit, we're probably taking the Pistons. If they lose this game, they should be underdogs at home, which is great. But just so you guys know, moving forward, I'm open to adjustments. If they get blown out, maybe we change our thesis a little bit depending on what the spread is. But this just feels weird. You guys tell me if you think it feels weird also. Like, I can't get to the Knicks just because of how weird it feels. It should be 8. It should be 9. It's not. So I have to stay on the Pistons. Anyway, as far as the 4th pick parlay for this game, we've got Tobias Harris, 20 plus PRA. He did hit this in the first game. That was one of our locks of the day. That one did cash. We're going to take him again. It's minus more money now because he got to 30. He got to 34, I think. But we're gonna trust it. We're gonna take him again. Brunson, 40 plus PRA, points, rebounds, assists. He hit that in the first game. He got to 44. We're gonna take that again. Josh Hart over 12.5 points. It's the same exact line. He cashed that in the first game. We're going to take that again. He got to 13, so he just got there. But, that's we're just going to trust he'll do that again, right? We took it the first time for a reason. It cashed, so we're going to take it again. And then our final line, it will be Karl Anthony Towns, 10 plus rebounds. For reference, in the 4 games, he played 3 in the regular season, plus now the 4th with the playoff game. 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds. So he's hit 10 in every game. So we're going to take 10 again. So to recap, the 4 pick for this one: Tobias Harris, 20 plus PRA. It's pretty juiced. Jalen Brunson, 40 plus PRA. Josh Hart, over 12.5 PRA. And Karl Anthony Towns, 10 plus rebounds. This thing pays out plus 550 over on DraftKings. I feel pretty good about it, but I always feel good about the 4 pick parlays. So that is it. If you guys don't like it, fade it, whatever. But that's the 4 pick parlay I have for this game. Let's move to the second game. We have the Clippers taking on the Nuggets. This was one of the best games on Saturday. It went to overtime. The Nuggets win by 2. If you guys were tailing our picks from Saturday, we had the Nuggets plus 2 or minus 2.5. They win it by 2. It was just brutal, right? So we just barely missed it. And then even with overtime, they got to 222. It was 110, 112, and we had over 223. So it's just the ultimate brutality. They don't cover by like one more point for the Nuggets, we get the over and we get the Nuggets hit, and that's a double whammy. But unfortunately, that is not how the game went. Unfortunately, it was a 2-point game, and we were just under. So for this game, as you guys can see on the screen right here, we've got the Clippers as favorites in this one. I guess the book is thinking they're going to try to get revenge. The Nuggets are +1 at home. The over-under set at 217. Hold on, I got to yawn. Frickin' A. Okay, for this one, same thesis. I'm going to take, not same thesis, but we're going to take the Nuggets. I like getting a home team +1. Now, I saw a lot of comments and a lot of collaborators and pundits saying that, the Nuggets got lucky in this one. The Clippers should have won. They did play better, and the Nuggets just got really lucky down the stretch. Be that as it may, you still have a Nuggets team at home. They've yet to lose under the new coach. Understand that. They've yet to lose with the new coach. So we're going to take them to continue that winning streak. They're at home. I think they lose the first game in LA. I'm okay with that, right? We'll take the Clippers. As soon as they switch to home, we'll take the Clippers. If you're going to give me plus money, I took minus 2.5 last time. They won by 2. If you're going to give me plus money, plus points rather, with the home team, I'm going to take that, right? Especially with being a minus 108 instead of minus 112. I pay even less juice. We're going to take the Nuggets +1. That is my pick. And as far as the over under 217, I'm actually going to take the over. I think the book is banking on people taking the under because the last game got only to 222 with overtime. I think they're setting this number that high, expecting people to bet the under. I'm going to be on the over. I think this one's a little bit different. I think both teams kind of felt each other out a little bit better. They know how to attack each other. The coach is obviously, you got Ty Lue and then this new coach. I don't know if the new coach is going to make as good of adjustments, but Ty Lue for the Clippers, he's going to make good adjustments, and I expect the scoring to be a little bit more frenetic and a little more high-paced, fast-paced, and I expect the score to get up there. I think we're looking at a 235, 245 kind of score range for this game. If I'm right about this, I'll clip this, post this to Twitter, no big deal. But so I like the over in this one. And like I said, I'm on the Nuggets +1. You're going to give me plus a point with the home team when they already won the first game. I have to take that, and that is just, I've got no shame in that. That's just, to me, that feels like good gambling. I think the book wants you to take the Clippers because of how close that game was. But I think the Nuggets will hold serve at home, and then they'll probably lose the first game in LA. So that's how I see this game going. That is my thesis. I like to explain that to you guys. So if you guys disagree, you can let me know. And if you're lockstep with it, then also like be like, hey, I'm riding with you, because that's always fun. Anyway, let's hop in this 4-pick parlay. We got Avicii Zubox. He's the one that kind of screwed us on our 4-pick parlay for Saturday. We took one pick from each game. He's the only one that screwed us. We would have hit if he hadn't missed. Zubats 2.5 assists. He had, once again, to go back to how the Saturday one in the games against, he has 5 assists, 5 assists, 4 assists, 3 assists, and then the first playoff game he has 2 assists, right? So I think he'll get to the 3 this time. So we're gonna just run it back with that. The odds got better for us. It gave us better odds to hit 3 assists, over 2.5 assists for Zubats. Jamal Murray 20 points. He's had in the games against these guys, right? He played all 4. I guess he's only had 4. He missed one. He's played them all. 22 points, 18 points, 20 points, 21 points, 21 points. So he touches 20 in all but one of these games. So we're taking him for 20 points. Aaron Gordon under 2.5 assists. Gordon's assist totals for the 3 games. He's played 4 games against these guys, right? 2 assists, 4 assists, which 4 obviously would hose us over. 2 assists, 1 assist, and the playoff game was the 1 assist. So we're just gonna take him for his under assists and just expect he gets to 2. That's fine. Just don't get to 3. You know what I mean? And then our final leg is Norm Powell, 21 plus points, rebounds, plus assists. It's actually a pretty solid play. Norman Powell in the games, he's played all 5 against the Nuggets team, right? 40 PRA, 29 PRA, 23 PRA, 35 PRA, and then this last one in the playoffs, he got 19 PRA. So I think that's why his line's at 21. They've kind of undercut him because the playoff performance was only at 19, which is good for us because we expect him to return to the norm, which is mid-20s. So we get him at 21. I love it. Though that 4-pick parlay pays out plus 950 over on DraftKings. Couldn't feel better about it. Like I said, Gordon 2.5 assists. He's gonna have to stay under that. It's gonna be dicey if he's at 2 assists in the first quarter, which seems to be kind of the thing. Zubats, we just need him to do what he had been doing up until the first playoff game. Pass the ball a little bit more, give the assists, and then Murray 20 points. I don't feel any sort of way about. Norm Powell 21 plus PRA. I feel great about. He's a stud player. All right, that brings us to the final stage of this video. Before I let you guys get out of here, we're at 17 minutes, so we'll probably end at 20. We're gonna give a 2-pick parlay. So I like to give 1 pick from each game. It would be a 4-pick if there were 4 teams playing, but unfortunately, as you guys can see right here, there's only 2 games, right? So I had to go in there and try to find some plus money plays to make this parlay worth it. But what we're gonna end up doing, we're taking Tobias Harris, 30 plus points, rebounds, and assists, right? Let me just build it so I can make a short out of it, right? You guys know how the content game works. Visuals sell a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and switch the scene to this because this works better for building. Maybe it doesn't if the web page isn't up there. Holy mackerel. Come on now. All right, there we go. We got that up. Pardon the rookie video making. All right, here we go. We're going to player combos. Not Cade Cunningham. We're going to roll down. We're going to roll down. We're going to find Tobias Harris. Boom. Look at this. Oh, we're lagging a little bit. I don't love that. I don't love that when I'm trying to make a video. All right, here we go. Growing pains. All right, 30 plus PRA, plus 370. If you guys want to know for reference, Tobias Harris, he had 31 in the last game. Okay, he had 31 in another one. He's only broken this number a couple times, right? 23. 24. So he doesn't break the number a lot, but the first playoff game he did break 30. So we're going to take him for 30. It's plus 370. It's a massive number. We could take him for 25, make it a little safer, but this is only a 2-pick parlay, so we're going to get a little ballsy with it, right? And then we're going to go to the next game because we only get 1 pick from each game, right? That's how these things go. We're going to take James Harden, same thing. Player combos, point rebounds, assists. Scroll on down. We're taking James Harden for 40, which I believe is right here. Kawhi, James Harden. This thing pays out. Oh, I got in the same game parlay. You can't really do that with the last game. All right, so we got plus 105 on that. Dang, I look like a rookie out here, guys. Don't roast me too hard in the comments. Bada bing. We're looking for Tobias Harris, 30 plus. Beautiful. This thing pays out plus 863 over on DraftKings. It's very simple, right? Now, is it guaranteed to happen? Obviously not. It's gambling, right? But we're going a little above what these guys have been doing. But Tobias Harris got 31 in the first game in the playoffs. I expect him, with the Pistons being behind, I expect the Pistons to cover this game this time. They're going to play a little bit harder. They're going to score a little bit more points, so I expect him to try much, much harder. So I like that. And then James Harden, he went for right here 32, 11, and 6 in the last game, so he got to 49 PRA. So we just need him to get 9 less. He's going to keep playing great. James Harden's a stud. He's a professional, if you will. So yeah, that's the 2-pick parlay that pays out plus 800, which is a wild number. We got James Harden 40 plus PRA and Tobias Harris 30 plus PRA. That is going to be your 2-pick parlay. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. That's all I got for you today. Tune in tomorrow. We'll go over the next games. Keep your eyes peeled for some hockey videos. Those should be coming out at some point in the near future because we're trying to do hockey playoffs and NBA. They're running at the same time. And yeah, tell your friends who gamble to check out the channel. As always, leave any comments below if you guys are looking at other things that I'm not. If you have any tips, tricks, yada yada yada, whatever you guys are running with that I'm not looking at, because sometimes you get tunnel vision on the prop bets you're looking at that other people maybe they're like, yo, there was the Harden threes you could have looked at, or the Kawhi Leonard assists that you could have looked. You know what I mean? Maybe you've got a couple blind spots in there. So if you guys got anything else for me, let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I do always appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Protect the bag. Beat the book. I'm your boy Big Al. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.